What is it really like to be me? That is something that I wanted to put out there today because people see me as a happy person with makeup on, looking so healthy and great, and I wanted to talk to you about the reality of things. First of all, right now it's 10:30 at night. I just got back home from rehearsal. I've had a long day, hence the messy hair, no makeup, weird face looking. That's reality, okay? I didn't want to get dressed up and nice and try to hide things. I wanted you to see the reality of things. So people tend to look at someone when they say, oh, I've got cancer. Oh, but you don't look like you have cancer. Because maybe you have a full set of hair, or because you don't look like you are starving, or whatever, whatever concept it is that makes you look like you have cancer. And because they see something healthy, an image of healthy and a positive person like I am, especially since I got the diagnosis, I have made a mission in my life to be a lot more positive and not be down. I do get down, but I try not to show it. And because of that, it brings the doubt from people. People tend to think that I don't have cancer, that I'm not still battling it, that I'm cured, and that I don't have side effects or issues that I gotta deal with. And that is a lie. That is a big, big lie. I choose not to think about the bad stuff all the time, every day, because that drags you down. And that's how I keep positive. And the biggest thing against cancer is being positive. No matter what treatment you're doing, what type of cancer you have, what stage it is, one of the biggest differences is being positive. And it's not easy to make it a priority, and especially being in that position. But once you get it, how to do it, you manage. It's a big struggle, it's heavy. So I want to tell you what are my daily struggles that I don't show, that I hide. Those are my struggles. Not everyone with the same cancer as me have the exact same things, but I have researched, and majority of them are extremely common. So if you have this cancer, you might know what I'm talking about. Or if you know someone with this cancer, you might now understand things a bit better. So first thing, which has been the biggest impact for me, is memory. Once I was not told by the doctors, I was not warned that the thyroid has a mechanism where it helps the brain retain information. That doesn't mean I am like an Alzheimer's person that has completely no idea what's happening. That's not the level. But I was someone that would be able to memorize loads of things very quickly. I almost felt like I had a not an eidetic memory, but like a photo memory. It was more visual. I don't anymore, which sucks a lot. Well, this lighting is bad. So things like studying is hard because you need to learn things. You need to understand new things that you didn't know before. Sometimes you need to memorize them. And that becomes a lot harder because when I was doing my undergrad, I was able to memorize a lot and remember a lot, to the point that I would be able to recall in what page of what book this kind of information was. And now I am doing a Master's of Science, which means it's not impossible. You can still do stuff like this, but it is a lot harder. I don't seem like I have memory issues, but I do, and a lot. For example, I have been a Zumba instructor for a while now, and I've been used to teaching for quite a bit. And I could have been doing the same song, the same choreography over and over again, quite a few times a week. And out of the blue, one day, my mind would just go completely blank and I would not be able to remember how to even start the song. It happened a lot. Right now I am a choreographer for a musical theater, and I put up the choreography at home and then I go to rehearsals to teach it, and I feel myself stopping a lot of times and trying to scan my brain. What was the next step that I had put? And it's hard, it's really hard. And sometimes I go so blank that I have to move on from that point because I cannot remember what it was. So I have been relying a lot on, like, dance-wise, on filming myself when I can remember. And if I get to the point that I cannot, for the love of God, remember what I was meant to do, I can look back on the video. So it sucks a lot. It makes life harder, especially when you're young and people expect you to remember, expect you to have a good memory or a decent memory. So telling them you have a bad memory, for them doesn't actually they don't get the point of how bad it is. They think you're just exaggerating. And when I was talking to my grandma on a daily basis, she's a 91-year-old lady, and the memory issues she had were more or less the memory issues level that I have. She's completely healthy. She doesn't have Alzheimer's or anything like that. So it's lapses. It's the normal tired brain, too many things, not processing as quick. And that's what happens. So that is what my memory issue is. That's just on memory, and I've rambled on for ages. So apart from that, there's also the issue of palpitations, heart palpitations. That is not a good sign, because that should indicate that your medication is not in a right dosage. I don't get them often, but I do get them every now and again, because I do have, added from the cancer, I do have a congenital little heart problem, which so far is not a big problem, but it will be later on when I get older. So it skips beats out of the blue, and if the medication is slightly off, it helps it to do that. So that is another issue, that I may be having a calm day, a nice day, whatever, and all of a sudden my heart will just not be happy. And it's hard, especially if you're doing something like choreographing and you're trying to explain something and your heart skips that beat, when it does that, you can't breathe. The feeling is that you cannot take a breath and everything kind of goes dark. It's for a second, but still it throws you off from whatever you were doing. I've had that happen to me during presentations in my master course, which is highly scientific, so having to think about hard names and long names and explanations and stopping out of the blue because your heart has gone crazy and coming back to it and trying to remember where you stopped is not exactly easy. Happens. Apart from that, also, I'm a very tired person. Because I take medication, I don't have my thyroid, I have to take the replacement hormone. That has a big drop during the day close to the night. For me, it's usually around 5 p.m. I feel a massive decline. And it's not a decline that goes slowly like in a normal person's body that you go like, oh, I can feel myself getting tired, I'm getting tired, okay, I want to go to bed. No, it's a decline like you're skipping ropes and you're jumping all happily, and then all of a sudden it's like this drag and you want to go to bed right away. And you can still do things. I have been. I mean, it's almost 11 p.m. I'm still up. I'm still doing things. But doesn't mean it's easy. I have a very light headache from wanting to sleep and not going to sleep. I feel that my body is not responding as quick as it should. So it happens. And no matter how correct your dosage is, that will still happen because you're not having your normal hormone there. It's a synthetic one that you put in the beginning of the day, and yeah, your thyroid would have been making throughout the day decent portions. So that happens. I have a side effect from radiation, which is my left eye cries out of the blue for no reason, which has gotten a lot better lately, so I'm not complaining. It used to be on a daily basis, they would be crying all the time, so I could not put makeup really on because it would just be on one side completely down while the other side would be fine. Lately it's gotten better, so I think the radiation side effect is finally leaving my body, which is good, thank goodness, because I thought I was going to carry this for the rest of my life. It doesn't suck only in the sense that your eye just starts crying, but you know when you tear up, your eyes get filled with water. In that moment, if you actually try to look at things, it's blurry. You can't really see. So imagine that constantly. So I have been forcing my eyesight when I have the bad days, and that gives me a headache. Because obviously no matter how much I clean my eye, I cannot touch my eyeball all the time because it will infect my eye and it will be worse and it will cry even more. So it's a vicious cycle. So you have to be really careful on how you clean your eye, how you take the tears out, and you still won't have 100% the best vision. But that's going away, so yay. Yeah, so like I try not to put myself in situations that make me very nervous because my heart rate goes up and the skipping of the heartbeats occur more frequently, and it's not easy. So it sucks when you have a presentation that you're nervous for, or you're going for an audition that you're nervous for, or that you're trying to tell people, please don't do this, because this is disrespectful or uncomfortable or whatever. I don't like confronting people, and having to do that alters my heartbeat. And like today, it happened. I had to confront people, a big group of people, and I didn't want to. I was avoiding it as much as I could, but it got to a point that I had to. And that uncontrolled my heart so much that it took me easily 20 minutes after that to have my heart rate calm down, have my breathing go back to normal, and not have that skipping horrible feeling that you kind of feel like you're drowning. And I stopped shaking, because all this alters you. You don't have that normal organ that regulates all this. People don't understand that. People that don't have this situation or haven't been through it don't understand it. And I wanted to put this video out there for those of you who know people like me that don't have a thyroid and has been dealing with cancer and all that. And also, if you are one of them, to know that you're not alone, to know what to expect, because doctors will try not to tell you this. And if you question them about it, they'll tell you it's extremely rare and it won't happen to you, which is what I got told. But it did happen to me, and it's not extremely rare. So I just wanted to put out some awareness about it. And if you have a partner like I do, my husband, in the beginning he thought I was making it up when I would say, I don't remember you telling me this, I don't remember this fight or whatever, you know. And eventually with time he's realized that I actually didn't remember because of the memory issue. And if my left eyeball was crying, it wasn't because I was sad, it was just because it would happen. And even if you're almost in the cure situation like me, you're not there yet. And having to hear people from outside being like, oh, that's the easy cancer, or oh, but you're fine, oh, but don't, but you look great, you look fine, so that's okay. It feels like shit. Don't minimize our pain. I especially hide it. I don't know about other people, but I hide it a lot. I don't show the times that I cry, the times that I get depressed, the times that I want to give up, the times that I get so nervous for a blood test that my veins just disappear and I cry my ass off and I don't want to get results, and it happens. I'm not positive all the time. I do let myself cry every now and again. I try to make it as minimal as possible, but I'm human. I have feelings, and it hurts. Sometimes it hurts and people don't understand. So if you know someone like me, try to be more understanding. Like, it's understandable that you don't know what they're going through. Ask them. I have no problem telling people what I go through. But don't just assume, because the assuming part is what sucks. It feels really crappy to have a colleague from school have to tell you, well, look at you and say, oh, but you're great, so you're fine, you're cured. No, I'm not. Officially, I'm not. I still have a full year to go. Actually, a bit more than that. To be able to say that I'm cured. So far, I have high levels of cancer indicators in my blood. My ultrasound is clean so far, which is a great sign. No new tumors. That doesn't mean the cancer isn't there. The cancer cells are still there, going around my body, and that's why in my blood exam it gets detected in a very high amount. It may be lower than it was, but still there. It's supposed to be 0, and it's still in 300, so it's a lot. So be understanding, be respectful, ask questions. Don't think that because we look positive, happy, or healthy that we are feeling great or that we have no issues. We do. So yeah, I've rambled for a long time. I hope that brings awareness for some of you out there. And if you're someone that is from my life that has heard something being mentioned that you could have been in, don't take it personal. I don't get upset, really. It's nothing against you. It's mainly me trying to tell the most people that I can that life for someone that looks like me is not as easy as it looks. Anyway, so hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I will see you hopefully with a better video next time. Okay, bye!